Hello folks. Today I thought we'd have a substantive conversation about the reconfiguration. I know that many people have many concerns about the reconfiguration of the different schools in Vernon, so I thought maybe we would discuss this and try to work through some of the issues that have arisen as we do this rather difficult process. First things first, we can't get started with the process until the school year is over. And I know that that's obvious, but oftentimes in anticipation of the end of the school year, with all the work that our teachers have to do, and our administrators, and our faculty, and our custodians, and our maintenance people, and central office people, what gets lost in all that is not until the students are out of the schools can this reconfiguration happen. Second thing about the reconfiguration is that there's a lot of fears. With any kind of change, there's going to be fears and concerns. I'm not here to allay your fears. I'm here to say that they are legitimate and we're doing the best we can to make sure that we can assuage those fears. And there's a subtle difference, but it's important. We're going to try to lessen them with the idea that we're not giving directions. Instead, we're giving assistance. So with our teams from the central office, our teams of administrators, our teams of teachers, our teams of student workers that are being hired from the CFM program at the high school, and our teams of teachers and administrators in each of the buildings, we hope to do this process as quickly and expeditiously as possible. What we've done is created PowerPoints, and the PowerPoints answer the questions that seem to be frequently asked by our staff and by our families. And what we're looking at is some of the key questions. So as we go through these PowerPoints, you will see that each of them addresses the situation that applies to grades K1 or 2, 3, or 4, or grade 6. And those are our migratory groups. So we will address those as we go through these PowerPoints. Okay, so K1 teachers, you're dealing with a wholesale reconfiguration in the sense that you're going from Walnut Ridge to Cedar Mountain. So you have a lot of questions, but first let me again review that idea of assuage versus allay. We can't allay everyone's fears and concerns, and that's just part of the process of change. But I can, if this PowerPoint is successful, assuage some of your concerns about the move. And remember, we are here for assistance, not to give directions. We're here to help. All right, the basics. You know these things already. Walnut Ridge will continue to be a school in which we have a preschool program, but it will also be the Board of Education, and the tech team will be there as well. There's other possibilities in the air right now, but the truth of the matter is those three programs, those three sets of individuals will be at Walnut Ridge. Cedar Mountain will now be K1, and that is where you folks will be moving. Rolling Hills, grades 2 and 3, Lounsbury 4 and 5, and of course Glen Meadow is the school that's picking up the additional grade level, so they're 6, 7, and 8, and high school stays the same. So we have many concerns, including what Mrs. Gebhardt is holding in her hand. I found out this morning that it was a large worm. That's why the boy's so excited, and Mrs. Gebhardt is a little less excited. All right, so one of the first questions is who will move our things? And again, as we've pointed out before, there's a team. The maintenance team will be responsible for this. The custodial teams in each of the buildings will be helping. And maybe most interesting, we have 4 young men from the construction facilities and maintenance program at the high school. So that's a big deal. It'll be a big team. IT will be directly involved with this. Matt Shea is shaking his head right now, and they will be helping as we make sure that the classrooms that you will be in will be tech ready by the time we're ready to open school again. One of the big questions everybody has is when will our classrooms be moved? Now, the purple section of the building of Walnut Ridge will be moved the last week of June. You are the first move. The rest of the building has to remain that way for ESY and academic summer camp, which we're keeping at Walnut Ridge. So those classrooms, the non-purple area, will be moved later on in the year. Those classrooms will be moved in the first week in August. Who's responsible for boxing up your things? You are. And the thought being that someone else does it won't be organized the way you do. But remember, we can box and move anything for you. We can get people to help you move. We can do everything. We just need to make sure that it's labeled the way you want it labeled. The desks do not need to be labeled, but we want you to know that the desks will be moved as well. The only thing that will not be moved is the teacher's desk. There's a teacher's desk in your new room. So people have asked about file cabinets. Yes, you can move file cabinets. We'd like to move the whole thing. Just tape them up, and then we'll move the entire cabinet to the new room. Furniture in the classroom, as we said, everything but the teacher's desk. There's been some discussion about wall-mounted shelves. We'll do the best we can. We will keep in contact with you during the summertime if we have any questions about your room or things that need to be moved. Student desks will be moved. But remember to clear out your desk and make sure your desk items are boxed, and then we'll move those as well. Classroom resources, yes, everything gets moved. Level libraries, yes, rugs, beanbag chairs, all the great things that you have in your classroom will be moved. And again, if they're sitting in your classroom and they're ready to go, and that is not anything difficult. If the rug's sitting on the floor, we'll roll it up and we'll pack it away. School libraries, the librarians have all met. They will be working. They've got some extra time this summer to get those moves done, but they will move all the books that are appropriate for your students. Rooms will be cleaned over the summertime, and you will receive a call when your room is ready. We have told office staff, we met with the principals this afternoon, and everyone will get a call when their room is ready. The cafeteria at Cedar Mountain is different from the Walnut Ridge cafeteria. So will there still be 2 lunches with 2 food lines? Yes. I conferred with Ms. Gebhardt, and we're going to have the same setup as you now have at Walnut Ridge. Additional tables will be brought over to make this possible. And again, the rest of the building, when will it be moved, is after academic camp and ESY. Now, will we have days at the beginning of the year to work on a room? Now, here's what we've worked out with the union. You have 2 days in the beginning of the year for professional development. Last year, we gave you a full day of room time, and the teachers, of course, had meetings, etc., for a half day, and we also had some time where we did some professional development. All of this will stay exactly the way it is. The only difference is, instead of starting school on Thursday, we will use one more day, one more professional development day. We will remove it from March like we traditionally have. We will not have it in March. And instead, there'll be 3 days to open up the school year. That will give you an extra day in your classroom. The teachers that are not part of the move, in particular the high school, will have a professional day that day, and they will be working on Chromebooks and Chromebook programs. But the truth of the matter is, you'll be given that extra day to work on your classrooms, but also to get set as we move forward. Will I be told what room I'm in? Yes, you already have. Of course, Mrs. Gebhardt, who is an absolute maven of organization and leadership, has given you a copy of the map or showed you a copy of the map of where you're going to be located. You can go visit those rooms. We have told the teachers in the other buildings where you are that you may come and visit. In some buildings, the teachers are actually going wholesale over to the other buildings to visit during their Monday meetings. Have all the teachers been told of their assignments? Yes. All the teachers have been officially transferred. That process is now complete. The board itself will not move into Walnut Ridge until all the other moves are completed and after ESY and academic camp, so that will be mid-August. Now, these are the basic questions that we have gotten so far. We are more than willing to answer any other questions that we can. Again, change is difficult, moving is difficult, but we will assist in any way we can, and we will continue to update you with our progress. So I want to wish you good luck. I want to thank you for all of your efforts. I want to acknowledge the fact that moving and change is never easy. And I want you to know that we think the world of you as you go through this process, and we will be here during the summertime to help assist in any way we can. Thanks.